I'm gonna let you use this space today to just talk about how you feel about the officials and what today reffing and what it was like for you.
I mean, Josh Allen pointed at a player today and got a flag for it, which was pretty funny. But there was a moment in the Cowboys Eagles game, even though it ended up not mattering because the Cowboys ended up scoring a touchdown on the next play, that has me just infuriated because on the play, the Cowboys have a 6 offensive lineman, and he declares when you have a 6 offensive lineman, they have an ineligible number. Any number between 50 and 79 is ineligible. And he declares, and Dak even, I don't think they announce it. So you could see Dak looking at the umpire and going like, hey, did he declare? And then he goes, oh, okay, he did. All right. And then snap the ball, and then they throw a flag for illegal formation, saying he was not covered up because he has an illegal number, an eligible number. And even though he confirmed, even though he said he was eligible and they didn't announce it, and it was just one of those moments where it's like, what the hell was that? And this just continues throughout the NFL. Simple operation stuff. I'm watching, I'm not even like, that game's on mute for me. And I'm just like, it's a multi-box screen. And I'm just glancing at it. How can I tell that? And you guys can't tell that guy, this 320-pound guy walked up to you and said, hey, I am eligible. We do 6 offensive linemen often. I probably have already done this in this game. I should have looked up that they have, but oh my God, the emphasis on the full weight on the QBs for the roughing the passers. I get it. Like they emphasize that. Okay, quarterbacks are dropping like flies. It's usually when they're scrambling, guys. It's not really those type of hits. But even Dean Blandino is kind of like exhausted of explaining it. Like they cut to him on one. He's like, he was already rolling his eyes. He's like, guys, this is just what the NFL is emphasizing. I mean, yeah, I know, but he's just shrugging his shoulders. Like, what do you want him to do? So,
Weren't there
oh,
some
then
stuff in the Bears Saints game that you were also getting disgusted by? It was a crew that was not doing a great job last week, and
the
they were
whole
back in
first
this
half
Bears Saints
operation.
game.
They had a
Yeah.
spot on the ball moment. Thank you. I did have a moment. Yeah, same crew. Who is it? Torbert. Yeah, but their crew. I've learned that they're working through some new members on their crew. I had some people reply to me about that, but they had a 4th and 1 situation with the Bears where the ball got moved up and down like 3 times, and the Bears tried to challenge the spot, I believe, and it was like a whole situation. And they like wouldn't announce it, and they switched like they're announcing. It took like 7 minutes, like 8 minutes to figure out this 1-yard spot. But yeah, that was just a fantastic moment. But they had a whole bunch of those in that game because that was one of the boxes I had, the bottom right box of my multi-view. They're not even a sponsor right now, are they? So it just keeps using it. Seriously, that was just another one where I was just watching it. I was like, what are you guys doing? Like this, like they're supposed to have the over the air stuff to like really like clean up stuff, which it's happened. I've seen some nice moments where they actually do a good job of it, but there's a lack of communication, lack of transparency, a lack of accountability that's happening right now. And that's what I mean. It's not a guy missing a PI call, a pass interference call, or a holding. It's operation, which is the number one thing that they should be responsible for. And it's the number one thing they can control. So just want a little bit more out of your refs. So I'm already always disappointed in you. And it's just like even more disappointed. Also disappointed in punt returning, but I already used that kind of rant earlier.
I was so worried after the taunting call, and then there was I think a couple other iffy calls early in the Bills Bengals game. I was like, if you guys ruin this fucking game,
Right.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. And because it felt like that at the end of the Eagles game. I mean,
Yeah.
even like there was the
Oh,
PI against the Cowboys. It was like, what the hell is going on here?
roughing the
It just
passer on the last Cowboys drive was
yes. It's and I mean the one of the Washington Patriots game, which we're not going to talk about otherwise. We're actually going to chat with Ben Standig for Kiefer and the Beats tomorrow, but that one from Washington was like that's one of the worst calls I've ever seen in my entire life. It was just a sack. It was just a sack, and if it's a roughing the passer, that's my least favorite type of call. The body weight roughing the passer stuff is my least favorite type of call.
They're saying
and the
like
fact
we
we're
want
seeing so many of them is just
they're like telling them to round up on it, and it's like I get, but you have to use some human logic here. Like there has to be some just like
it should be the opposite of that.
exactly. And I mean the intentional grounding on Josh Allen tonight, and I
Yeah.
get it. They're saying, oh well, we can't tell the route, so we can't just well use your freaking eyes. Like what do you think happened? And then honestly, that's a sore subject for me. The Colts Raiders 2016 New Year or Christmas Eve. Derek Carr gets hurt.
Yeah.
Play before he gets hurt. We're winning. I think we're 2 scores, and we're fourth quarter. I think is when he gets hurt. We're about to ice the game, and then I think we're about to kick a field goal. That's what it was. We're near the high red zone. Derek gets an intentional grounding because Seth Seth Roberts runs the wrong route. And so we get intentional grounding. We have to throw the ball. He gets hurt. And if not, we would have been in red zone. No big deal. We would just kick the field goal. And it would have been no. And so that's like a sore subject, that call specifically, that type of penalty. So clean it up, refs. Sorry. Sorry. I just
Hey,
did that.
listen, you had a lot of grievances that you wanted to air, and I completely respect that because it was frustrating.
I love
All I want them to do is not. I all I want to do is watch a game and not feel like some influence, whether it's a call, whether it's the operation, whatever, is encroaching on the flow of the game and what it feels like to watch the game. That's it. All I
yeah,
want is to know. All I want to like realize and all I want to think is I don't notice that they're there. That's the
right.
only thing I want to feel. And it's becoming harder and harder to do that.